Wow, the view is great from here. From this height, I can see all of Rolent. With the scenery this good, if someone turned this place into a tourist spot, they'd probably make a boatload of Mira. Yeah, you're probably right about that. What's wrong? You look a little pale. I can't hide anything from you, can I? After we stepped onto the roof, I just started feeling a little woozy. Are you gonna be okay? Yeah, I think I'll be alright once I get a bit of fresh air. I mean, we're already outside? We're getting fresh air? You can't get any more fresh air than this? Why don't you make the best of this opportunity and have a look around yourself? But broadening one's knowledge during a time like this is all part of being a bracer. If you come across anything of interest, then you can tell me about it later, alright? Sometimes you can be such a smooth talker, you know that? Alright, I'll have a look around. But if you start feeling any worse, you let me know, okay? Sure. Alright then. Oh, Estelle, this place is wonderful, isn't it? I'm even starting to wonder if the number of photo quartz is gonna be enough. The scenery sure is great, like you say. By the way, what's a photo quartz? Probably quartz related to photography? It's an ultra-thin crystal circuit fabricated from septium. It's set up so you can take a photograph by burning it with light. That's just what I expect from a camera woman, someone who knows the tools of the trade. That reminds me, what's the deal with Joshua? Well, he says he's getting some fresh air. A raven-haired young man standing silently in the flowing breeze. I think I could take a really good picture with that kind of setting. Do you think he'd let me snap a shot of him if I asked? Doesn't seem to be a fan of that kind of stuff. I think he'd probably turn you down. Aw, what a waste. He's probably just shy, right? You have no idea. What's up, Niall? Aw man, the taste of a cigarette is wonderful. At first, I wasn't in the mood to come do a story in a rural place like Rolent, but sometimes these types of places aren't so bad. If you want to be rude like that, then maybe you shouldn't have come at all. No can do. This was a direct order from the editor-in-chief to teach that blockheaded girl a thing or two. Otherwise, I'd be all over the kingdom searching for the latest scoop right now. When you say scoop, don't you just mean gossip for your next article? Not that I have anything against gossip, but reportage is predominantly greater. And in that sense, the place that has my interest peaked is Bose. The Bose region? Did something happen there? A number of large burglaries have taken place one after another. The identity of the criminals is unknown, but it seems as though the group has got a pair of wings. Wings? Oh, I see an airship, right? What are they? Sky bandits or something? That seems to be the most logical conclusion. But there's also the possibility that this could be an imitative deception by the Erebonian Empire. What? That's impossible. We're supposed to have a peace treaty with them. Sure, but the Empire incurred some heavy losses during the war 10 years ago. They can't do much now that every other nation on the continent has their eye on them, but it could be a way to get back at us. That said, nobody really knows for sure. Which is why our job as reporters is to bring these things to light. Oh, hi there, Estelle. Was it? Is your partner feeling alright? Yeah, he just wants a bit of fresh air. I see. There's certainly a nice breeze up here, isn't there? I wanted to say, however, that I'm impressed that the both of you are bracers at a young age. If I remember correctly, one must be at least 16 years of age to qualify to become a bracer, right? You sure know your stuff. And that's right, I'm exactly 16 myself. How nice it is to be young. There are limitless possibilities at that age. If I were about 10 years younger, I'd solve the mysteries of all these ancient ruins across the entire continent with these very hands. The entire continent, huh? That's a pretty tall order. Which means that you're not from Liberl, right? No, I was born in the north. But just for the record, I'm not from Erebonia. I was literally about to ask, is he from Erebonia? That answers my question. You don't have to worry about that. Although I hate war with passion, that hatred isn't directed at the people of the Empire. You lost someone dear to you? Yeah, my mother. Sorry, didn't mean to bring up painful memories. It's okay, it happened more than 10 years ago. And since then, there's been a new addition to the family. Ah, so you mean that boy over there? Yeah, he's like a little brother. Although, he's probably trying to act more like an older brother. I wonder why I'm telling you all of this. Usually this isn't the kind of thing a person tells others. It's perfectly fine. Aren't good relations such a wonderful thing? How nice. Are you still feeling sick, Joshua? No, I'm much better. I should be good to head back whenever everybody's ready. I'm relieved to hear that. What brought this on all of a sudden? I doubt it was a lack of oxygen in the tower, because the rest of us are alright. Maybe it was a sudden fear of heights? I don't think so. Still, Joshua... Oh, you finished taking pictures? You bet I am, and I got a lot of good ones too. And it looks like we're done here. How about we head back to town? Alright, Green Hordes, lead the way. I'm counting on you, children. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you so much for escorting me back here. This is the first time I've ever been able to make it from some ruins without being chased or bitten. I don't know how to begin to express my appreciation. You don't need to thank us. It's our duty as bracers. I think you're better off hiring some bracers to begin with next time you go off to investigate some ruins. My head says yes, but my wallet says no. I'll try and save up a bit, though. Well, have a wonderful day. I hope we can all meet again. This being a 3-part trilogy, I think we will meet again. I think it's about time we said goodbye as well. I was a bit nervous at first, but you kids did a fine job. Let me just say thank you to both of you. That's what I like to call raw skill. Now don't get all cocky on me. The bracers I know would make you two look like little fledglings, not ready to leave the nest. You're gonna need to work harder. I'll try to remember that. So are the two of you headed back to the company soon? Nah, we're gonna spend a day or so relaxing here in Rolent. I need to write up a rough draft for some articles and such. I'll head over to the Orbital Factory and get these photographs developed. Take it easy, you two. I'm sure we'll never see those characters who are clearly important again. I guess this is the last of the jobs we got from Dad. They were much tougher than I thought they'd be. I agree with you there. I feel like I have a greater awareness now of what it means to be a bracer. It's not just about fighting for justice. There you go again, saying all the right things. But yeah, I guess I get where you're coming from. Seems like we got a long road ahead of us if we want to succeed in this profession. For the time being, why don't we report to the guild? Sounds like a good idea. But before we go, how are you doing? Still not feeling well? Thanks for asking, but I'm feeling a lot better. To the guild we go. This should be the final job of said Rolent section. Oh, and Shara's here. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Shara, what are you doing here? This is a rare occasion. You're usually out and about. I just finished the jobs I took over for your father, and I was reporting to the guild. So you finished your load too, huh? Somehow or other, I guess. I heard from Aina that you guys aren't doing too bad yourselves. I guess everything I went through to train the two of you amounted to something. And we're grateful too. Well, I guess we'll report in as well then. Go ahead, let's hear what you got. 2,000 Mira. We're at 10k Mira. Or maybe 8,000. Maybe that was after the 2,000 added. Good work, you two. How about you, Sherazarn? Don't you think they've been doing a fine job? For a bunch of newbies, you did an average job. But you shouldn't be satisfied with that level of work. Especially you, Estelle. You're always the first to get on that high horse of yours. Okay, I get it already. Great work, all of you. I'm surprised you were able to fill the work gap left by Cassius so quickly. I wonder if we'll be able to relax for a bit now. I don't know. I can imagine that the downtime might be a bit of a drag. But that won't be a problem since there are plenty of other small jobs like patrolling the roads and exterminating monsters. It's been a while since I've been able to take a break. Alright, time for my reward. I'm gonna go drink until I can't drink anymore. Estelle, Joshua, you two join me as well. We have to watch you get plastered and make a fool of yourself. Oh, so what you're saying is that you're turning down my invitation. You got a lot of nerve to do something like that to your mentor. What am I supposed to say? Your drinking habits are intolerable. You cause a ruckus, dance like a maniac, and try to strip in public. Agreed, it's pretty embarrassing. I don't blame you guys. Sherazard, just where do you think you're going to take these underage kids? Come on, the alcohol is what makes things entertaining. But if you're so against coming along with me, then I don't need you, Estelle. Really? Yep. Oh my word. Instead, I'll just have Joshua make up for your absence. Why me? Shara? Now hold on a moment. Joshua, you look like you'll make a fine companion. Whether we're talking booze or something else behind closed doors, I'll help you break in. Break me in? Alright, you big pervert, Joshua. Why are you drooling like that? It's not what you think. We got a major problem. Oh, saved by the mayor. Huh? Mayor Klaus? Estelle, Joshua, and Sherazard, am I glad to see you. Saved by the Bell. What's wrong, sir? And why are you in such a hurry? Yo, that was a good show. I used to watch that show. This is terrible. My home? Disaster? It's gone? What? Alright, calm down, Mayor Klaus. Taking a deep breath and let it out. Take a deep breath. Words. Apparently, it seems as though my home was robbed while I was out. What? And not being calm at all, Estelle. I had something to speak with Father Divine about, so I was over at the chapel, and when I came home, it was rather odd for no one to greet me at the door, so I looked around and the rooms were in a state of great disarray. Wait, what about your wife and Lita? Don't worry, they're both fine. I found them locked in the attic room. That's a relief to hear. It's lucky that no harm came to anyone. It won't get us anywhere just sitting around here, so could you take us to the crime scene, Mayor Klaus? Absolutely, I appreciate your cooperation. Wait for me, I'm going too. Good idea, we may be able to be of some help. Well, if you insist. Ina will be at the mayor's place investigating the incident. If you have anything come up, just toss it on Rich's shoulders. I'm sure he's just relaxing at the bar anyway. Yeah, I'll do that, and everyone be careful. Wow, this place is an absolute mess. The crooks really tore through here. Look at the safe. Septium, which was supposed to be given to Her Majesty the Queen, has been stolen. I'm really sorry, especially after having you go through all the trouble to bring it here. It's not you who should be apologizing, it's the crooks who are in the wrong. By the way, how are the other rooms in the house? The other rooms, for the most part, appear to have been left untouched. They're about as messy as the attic room in which my wife and Lita were locked up in. Estelle, Joshua, there's something I want you to do. Which is... I'll speak with the mayor about the incident. I want you two to check out the inside of the house. You mean like an on-site investigation? Are you sure we're up to the task? Since we're all here, splitting up would be the best way to cover up the most ground, no? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Proceed carefully and deliberately. Alright, Mayor Klaus, how about we talk in the parlor? Sure. Now, where to begin? An on-site investigation, huh? I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach. How about we start from this room, and let's not forget to ask for witness statements from the other residents. Sounds like a plan. This place is all torn apart. Lita would probably faint if she saw this. Looks like all the books on the shelf have been scattered around the room. It seems kind of senseless to have done all this. I'm assuming I just had to examine everything. There are several documents inside the drawer. They don't appear to have been disturbed. They seem to be documents regarding Rolent City's government. The fact that these are as they are suggests that there was no political aim involved. The gift that we delivered to the mayor for the queen is... Those crooks are not going to get away with this. Doesn't look like they jimmied the door either. They must have decrypted the combination and opened it. Or could they really have cracked the combination? It's not impossible, but I imagine that it'd be difficult for anyone besides a skilled pro. My best guess is that they figured out the combination using a much simpler means. What do you mean by simpler means? Well, let's see. They could have, for example, dusted the buttons with a special powder. A powder like that would have absorbed properties, and due to its fineness, it would be invisible to the naked eye. However, if a blue light were placed over it, it would glow. Alright, and? Now let's imagine for a minute that the mayor entered the combination with the powder present. The powder on the buttons would stick to his fingers and come off. This would be one way to know which buttons were pressed. Now wait a minute, wouldn't they still not know the order in which the buttons were pressed? That's not exactly the case. As the powder collected on the fingers increased, the amount taken from the buttons would decrease. In other words, the crooks could press the buttons in order, starting from the least luminescent. It might be a little more difficult if there were duplicate numbers, but the crooks should be able to make a pretty good guess as to what they are. That makes sense. Joshua, are you a genius or something? That's just basic knowledge. Anyway, let's just check out the buttons. Or Estelle's just not that bright. Just as I thought, powder was used. Now there's no doubt in my mind that this safe was opened using the same method I just explained. Oh, right. Now the big question is, who dusted the buttons with that powder? We know it would have been someone who visited the residence. Right, now figuring out who that is, that's going to be the tricky part. What's in this? This is just a cluttered box, right? It's empty as well. The box lock looks like it was burned off. The criminals may have used an orbital gun. We don't know anyone with an orbital gun. Or I don't know anyone who uses an orbital gun. Are you alright, ma'am? Yeah, I'm fine. The intruders weren't violent towards us. Is there anything you noticed in particular about the intruders? They were wearing masks, so I wouldn't be able to tell you any specific features. That reminds me, I'm certain the front door was locked. Locked door just to be safe since my husband had gone to the chapel and there was just the two of us here. I wonder how in the world they got in. I had such a scare. I was cleaning up the attic when suddenly a bunch of masked men came barging in. Masked men, huh? That means this wasn't a one-man job. How many people were in the group? I'd probably guess about 3 or 4. That reminds me, one of them was short. It might have even been a girl. Girl who was short, Huh? What's this? Servas leaf. Don't you think it's a bit strange for a leaf to be in a place like this? On top of that, it's not a type that grows around here. You're sharp, Estelle. This is the place where the residents were locked up. It was probably dropped by one of the criminals as they were locking everybody up. So it's a key piece of material evidence, right? Are you really done investigating? Seems a little too quick. How about looking around a little more carefully? I'm sure they're gonna, like, tell me, oh, we got enough, we'll go back to Scheherazade then, in that case. It's just like the mayor to have a ton of difficult books like this. Looks like you got some valuable antique books here as well. The criminals either had no idea about the value of the books, or... I didn't go out here, did I? Look, there are some marks on the railing. You're right, and they're fresh. Looks like something metal dug into the wood. Bum, 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 bum. This pot's been tipped over, but there's nothing inside. Looks like it only tipped over after being hit by something with force. I did this. Bum, bum. Anything to examine here? Nope. I already talked to you. Bum, bum, bum. You said the door was locked at the time of the burglary, right? Doesn't look like the lock's been broken either. Which means they got in another way.